Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Making Minds. In episode 2 I focused primarily on the definition of what a mind is, and I pointed out the fact that a mind is probably a more general thing than something which is limited to a single brain. So for example, each individual hemisphere could be considered to be a mind of its own, or a group of people in a room when they're interacting could be considered to have a mind of their own. And so a question is, well, what's the biggest benefit of looking at minds like this? Well, I think the biggest benefit is that someone like me, who is not a neurologist, I'm not a brain surgeon, I don't have the time and materials to dig down into a brain to try and figure out how a mind works. But if I'm right and the concept of a mind is really a generic thing, then I can actually figure out how a mind works by simply looking around myself. So for example, take something like NASA. NASA has about 18 to 20,000 employees, tons of computer systems, spacecraft, etc., etc. And if this theory is correct, then NASA actually has a mind of its own. So NASA is conscious, it has goals, it has memory, it has sensory inputs and outputs. And so if you wanted to figure out how a mind works, then you could walk around NASA and try and figure out in what way is NASA conscious? How does NASA make decisions? How does NASA store memory? So on and so forth. So I think it's a very useful way to tackle the problem of minds without having to spend all of your time focused on brains and biology. Now in part 4 I'm going to focus on the definition of what a brain is, because a lot of people get into the whole mind versus brain thing, and I thought I would give you my own opinions on that. But I thought I would finish with a fun thought experiment. This is a good one. So imagine, going back to episode 2, that you have these horrible epileptic fits. So they're about to cut your brain into the two hemispheres. And in this particular operation, they're going to cut every single fiber, not just the corpus callosum, but the works, the full Monty. So after this operation, you will literally have two separate minds in two separate hemispheres. So the question is, what would be experienced before and immediately after the operation? So right before the operation, you were just sitting there, you were just the same as you were before, and they're just chatting with you. Then the surgeon cuts the fibers. So the question is, what is experienced? I have my own theories about what that would be like, but I think it's kind of a fun one, and it does in some ways get down to some of the nitty-gritty about what exactly a mind is. So anyway, I look forward to seeing you in episode 4.